Today I'll be walking you through on how to access and look through the different features of the BG admin on Ben Lomond's hosted IP phones. First thing you want to do is go to https://commportal.blomond.net/BG. And when you do, you'll see a screen that looks like this. You'll want to put in your phone number or your full 10-digit DID if you are an administrator, and then put in your password and hit login. And when you do, you'll see a large screen with a lot of different options here. We'll go through and look at each one of these individually. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to look at the hunt groups or multi-line hunt groups. You'll see that there's only one configured here, so we're going to look at this one called main pilot. What it's going to tell us is here are the pilot numbers for each one of those, and if it has an extension, then you select the hunt group members. It shows you everybody that is in there along with what position they're in, so you can either change positions, you can add lines, remove lines, whatever you need to do for your hunt group. And then you can click on settings here where you can say yes, I want login logout support for new members, or you can also come in here and change the call distribution algorithm. Most of the time we set these to ring all, but as you can see, you've got linear where it'll go from number 1 and then work its way down to number 2, or you can do circular. You've got round robin and longest idle, so you got a lot of different options here. If there's any queuing, you've got some options in here. Also, you can tell it how often to ring each member for before it goes on to the next one. So basically you can take full control of your multi-line hunt group. Also, you've got off to the left here, you got call pickup groups. Call pickup groups are where you can group people within your business group to where if, let's say, they're away from their desk and you've got a fellow coworker that wants to answer the phone, they can press the pickup button and it will ring their phone and they can answer that call for you. Basically, you can come here and add groups and add members to those groups. So that's call pickup groups. Then you can look at all the lines here. You got every user that's within your business group. As you can see here, I've only got 2. You can see one of them is an admin and the other one is just a plain user. Let's say for the plain user you're wanting to look at how their phone's configured. You can click actions over here and say view individual settings. And once you do that, you'll notice it looks just like their Commportal assistant that is on their phones or on their computers. And you can go in here and make any changes that you need to either their call manager or any of their call settings or anything of that nature as the administrator. Next, if you have any attendants, like auto attendants, they're in here. You can select actions over here and view attendance settings. If you need to make changes to those, you can come in here and make changes to turn it on or off, make changes to the schedule, make changes to the menus, anything that you need to do within here. Next, you've got group access. So this is for your multi-line hunt group. So we're going to look at this view line settings. So this is looking directly at the multi-line hunt group pilot. So if you need to come in here and make changes to that, you've got access to that. You've also got to where you can view the group settings on this, and this is basically the same thing as you have at the top as far as the hunt groups. Next, you've got phones. So any phones that you have in your network, you'll see their MAC address listed here and who they're assigned to. If you have any departments created, you can have those segregated into departments or any way you like it. Next, we're going to look at departments. As you can see, I've created a department in here called HR. And you can add more departments, and once you do, you can assign users to the specific department, so that way you can set settings based upon that. And then you can also click on the department and limit their incoming and outgoing calls if you like. So if they don't need to make any calls, you can block them completely. and hit apply, and then at that point anybody within that department can't make any outbound calls. Next thing you have here is short codes. If you need to add any short codes, now what these are basically 4-digit extensions or 3-digit extensions, whichever one yours is configured for, and you can assign those extensions to external numbers in case someone has a cell phone or you have an 800 number you send things to, so that way people don't have to remember all these long numbers. They can remember extension, and you can put them in the short codes. Next thing is if your company has account codes, what these are is these prohibit people from making certain calls without having an account code, so that way you can keep up with who's making, let's say, a long distance call or something of that nature. If you've got any set up, they'll show up in here, and as far as what they can and can't call, you can put a check mark in which one they are allowed to do. Next thing you've got is you've got extensions. As you can see, I've got 2 extensions and 2 DIDs here. If you need to change extensions, you can do that within here. You can delete an extension if it's gone away, so you can make any changes you need to there. Then as an administrator, if you need to come up with some call logs, you can put in a start date and an end date, and this will provide you with a CSV file of all calls, inbound, outbound, station to station, anything that you would like to have record of if you're trying to track down an issue or a complaint. Then the last thing you have is miscellaneous settings. So the last thing you have here is your miscellaneous settings, and in here it will show you all the number blocks you have, along with how your external calls are set up as far as what your PIC codes are, along with how many, if you're limited to any of your calls. And then of course you've got your other settings where you got some small options here of restrict subscriber messaging outside the business group, or if you have a operator that you want to put a number in, you can do that as well. So that is the BG admin, and you can administer just about everything on your phone system from within here. There's a lot of quick links in here. There's actually help if you need to figure out where something is or how to make changes things. And if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to call Bill Owens Customer Response Center, and we'll be more than glad to help you. Thanks.